Hello friends, in this session we will discuss about GGPlot2 package for data visualization. So GG means grammar of graphics. GGPlot2, this is a package which we can use in RStudio for our data visualization. So this is the simplified implementation of grammar of graphics written by Hadley Wickham for R. Okay, since every form of communication needs some grammar and visualization is also a form of communication. So we need a grammar foundation for that as well. So in ggplot for grammar of graphics, we will provide things in this manner. There are different elements. I have taken only 4 elements. There are other elements. There are other layers, themes as well, which we will use. But mainly, primarily, we use these 4 elements. And in this sequence, number one is data. What is the data? Data means the data set on which we want to plot a graph. On which data set, the data frame. Then we have aesthetics. The aesthetic is what will be our x-axis, what will be y-axis, to fill color, only color, shape, size, all these things will come in aesthetics. Then we have geometry. Geometry means which plot we want to create using these aesthetics and on the data set. So which plot, either box plot, scatter plot, bar plot, pie chart, which plot or chart you want to create. It will come in geometry part. Later on, we have facet. Facet means if we use facet in the scenario when we have a big data set and there are multiple variables, and in one chart we cannot show all the variables. So we group and divide the variables and create different charts using the facet. Means in one sentence we can say that we are segmenting the chart with the help of a facet. Okay, so now let's come to our RStudio. So before ggplot, I want to discuss very few things and then we will start with ggplot. Firstly, I'm going to use iris dataset. One more dataset I have, I'll show you. So iris dataset is by default provided in our RStudio. We can use this dataset, and if I show you iris dataset, iris is a flower. And you can Google it to better understand this dataset or data frame. You can Google it. You can type iris flower, steeple length, steeple width, and go to images. It will show you the iris flower, what is the sepal length in the flower, what is the sepal width, what is the petal and what length and petal width, and species. So we have 5 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables. First 4 variables, they are quantitative in nature. The fifth one is qualitative, categorical variable. Categorical means this iris flower is divided in, we have 3 categories of iris flower. One is setosa, as we can see. Another one is versicolor and virginica. Then we have versicolor, we can see versicolor and virginica. So there are 3 categories or 3 types of iris flower we have. So in total we have 150 entries, 150 iris flowers, they were studied, and we have 5 columns. Okay. So as we know, table is used to create a frequency distribution table function. So I'll create a table on iris dataset on species. We want to check how many flowers or observations we have of which species, how many observations we have. Okay, so as you all know, why we have included dollar. If you have attached the data set, in that case you no need to write the data frame or data set name, but I do this is my I do in this way. Okay, so if I run this, now see what this table function has shown me. That setosa is having 50, versicolor is 50, and virginica is also 50. So we can say that our data is uh, species wise, our data is normally distributed. Okay, we have 50-50 observation of all these 3 species. Now I'm creating a scatter plot. to create a scatter plot. As we know, if you want to show, want to again go through how to create a scatter plot, you can go through the video in the playlist. So to make a scatter plot, we use only plot, and here I have written iris flower sepal length tilde iris petal length. This tilde sign is used when we create a model. Okay, and here we have taken two variables, sepal length and petal length. They both are quantitative in nature. They are continuous variable. So this is bivariate analysis because two variables are here. And when we use this tilde is a symbol above your tab key on your keyboard. Tilde is used when we create a model, and the left hand side of the tilde will go to y-axis of the plot, and right hand side of the tilde variable will go to x-axis. And we want to check uh, what will happen with the iris sepal length with respect to the petal length. If petal length increases, if sepal length is also increases. So we are doing bivariate analysis. So if I run this, now see, this is the graph, scatter plot we have. These are all 150 observations. All these are data points. These are data points. Okay. Now, as we all know how to add y label, x label. So in y label, I have added sepal length. In x label, I have added petal length. And the graph of the names will be given by main. Main is equal to sepal length versus petal length. So in this way, we can give x label, y label, and name of the graph. So let me run this line of code. And if I run, now see main name of the graph, sepal length versus petal length. In y-axis, we have sepal length. In x-axis, we have petal length. And all these data points we have. Okay. Now I'm adding color and marker as well. We know color and marker, how to add. In the previous video, we have discussed. So in the previous line of code, I have added color, green and red. And for markers, we use PCH. 16 and 17 I have used. So sepal, this one, sepal length, it will come in green color and marker will be 16. And this petal length, right hand side of the tilde, it will come with red color and marker will be 17. So that I can easily identify which data point is sepal length and petal length. So let me increase this area of the graph. And if I run this line of code, now we can see sepal length and petal length. Green color circle and marker. We have triangle and circle, and for color we have green and red color. So we can see these data points. Now, if we do univariate analysis, if we have single variable and it is quantitative in nature, in that case we can use histogram or box plot. And box plot we can use in both the cases. If we have one continuous variable and one is qualitative, in both the cases we can use box plot. So I'm creating histogram with iris sepal width. Now see, this is the histogram of iris sepal width, and main I have added distribution of sepal width. Then color will be aquamarine 4 I have given. So if I run this line of code, now see the graph. This is the histogram. Okay. Now if I create a box plot, whisker box plot, again you can go through the previous video to understand the basics of box plot. So here we are using box plot to check how continuous variable changes with respect to categorical variable, quantitative variable and qualitative variable both. So I'm creating a box plot. Sepal length is my continuous variable and iris species is my categorical variable. So I want to check what happens with the sepal length according to their species. So let's check, create. Now this is the plot. Now see, Steeple length, if we see setosa, if a species is setosa, then we can see whisker box plot, the median is low around 5. Steeple length is 5 unit, maybe in millimeter or centimeter, anything. And we see the maximum value, maximum data point in setosa, minimum data point in setosa. In versicolor, it is little bit higher, and in virginica, virginica is having the maximum length. Virginica species of iris flower is having the maximum steeple length, and this data point is outlier, as we have discussed in the previous video. This is an outlier. It was not included in the study in this box plot. Outlier can be at the maximum side as well, and as the minimum size, minimum level as well. Okay, so now I have added X label species, Y label steeple length. Main will be steeple length versus petal length, and color of my box plot will be burley wood. So let's increase this area and run this line of code. Now see steeple length of different species, steeple length, and color of the box plot. So, but might be you have noticed these plots are not of print quality. If you want to add layers over these images, it is not possible with the base graphics. That is why we need GGplot package, GGplot2. So let me check if I have this package, and I have to call this package from library as well. See, I have GGplot2. Create elegant data visualization using the grammar of graphics. So I'm calling it, or you can write library and package name. So if I, or you can click on this checkbox. So library GGplot. Now I can use this package. Now see, okay. So according to grammar of graphics, firstly we will provide the data. If you remember, we have to provide data first. What is the data set which we are going to use? I'll show you. See, the first element will be data, the data set which we are providing, on which we want to create a plot. So data will be the first element. So here we can see I have provided data ggplot. Data will be my iris data set. If I run this line of code, see, I can see the blank graph. Here we have nothing. Now I'm providing aesthetics. Second element will be aesthetics. Aesthetics will be what will be my y-axis, what will be my x-axis, what will be the color, fill, size, and shape. All these things come under the aesthetic part. So if I add this thing, now see, we have this blank graph, and in x-axis we have petal length, in y-axis we have sepal length. We have given y will be sepal length, x will be petal length. But I have not uh, decided which plot I have to create. Okay, which plot you have to create again? As we remember, we have to go to geometry. The third element which we have to add is geometry. Which plot? Box plot, scatter plot, bar plot. Okay, so now here in this line, I want geometry point. Geometry GEOM underscore point. Now what will happen with this point? See, this point is used for a scatter plot, because when we create a scatter plot, we see data points. That is why for scatter plot in ggplot, we will use geometry underscore point for data point. And if I run this line, now see, this is the scatter plot, and we can see all the 150 data points of iris flower. Okay. Now I'm adding color. Color will again come in within the aesthetics. This geometry part, it will come over here, and I'm adding color. So color will be added according to the species of the iris flower. We have three different species, so three different colors will come according to the species, and this rest everything is same. Okay, only I have added color of species. So now if I run this line, now see the beautiful graph. We have Setosa species with red color, versicolor species with green color, and Virginica data points with blue color. And we can see this data point. This was in the whisker box plot. This data point was considered as outlier, if you remember. Okay, so this is how we can create using ggplot. Now, if instead of color, if you want to categorize the species according to their shapes, okay, in the plot, I'm taking different shapes. So if I run this, now see, for Setosa, we have a circle, for versicolor, we have triangle, and for Virginica, we have a square. These are by default given in the plot, provided by the plot. But if you want to use different markers, you can use marker with PCH command, which we have discussed earlier in the previous video. Now, if we add both color and shape, so here I have added both the things, color according to species and shape also with this species. Now, let's see what will happen with the graph. I'm running this line. Now see the beautiful graph. Setosa with circle and red color, versicolor with triangle and green color, and Virginica with square and blue color. Okay. Now I'll use this ggplot2 package with electronic data set. I have this electronic data set. If you'll be requiring this data set, you can post me a comment. Okay. So I'll show you what this data set is all about. The order ID, we have fields, order date, shipping mode, product category, electronic, product was watch, fan, iron, Apple, laptop, mixer, juicer, LED. Sales, how many sales have been done, quantity, discount if provided, what was the profit, shipping cost, order priority, and sales status. So we have some quantitative variables, we have some categorical variable as well. We have order priority is categorical variable. What is the order priority? It is critical. Right now you have to dispatch the material. It is high or it is medium. You can take some time. Okay, in medium, but in high and critical, we can understand what is the order priority. So on the basis of this data set, now we will do data visualization using ggplot2 package. Now what I've done here, ggplot data, I have provided electronic, and let me call this data set first. So I'll go to import. In my working directory, I will electronics. Okay, and now this is the data set. Yes, I want to import it. Import. So I have this data set now. Now I can use this electronic data set. So I'm getting data, ggplot data I have provided. Electronics the data frame. Aesthetics I have given electronic profit. Profit firstly I am taking and I am creating histogram this time. Geometry underscore histogram. Histogram plot will come on the basis of profit. So if I run this is the graph. So these are the number of bins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Although we have a big data set, but by default, in R it will show you 30 bins. But you can change the number of bins. Okay. So how to change the number of bins? In geometry histogram, here you can write bins is equal to 50. If you write this, you will see. Now see, we have 50 bins. So in this way, you can add number of bins you want. Now I'm adding color to the histogram. So I'm adding color from geometry only, bins 50, and fill the color which is pale green 4. Now if I run this, see the pale green color with the bins, the bars we can see. And if I want the outer boundary of each bin with different color, we can do this thing as well. In the geometry only, I have added color is equals to yellow, filled with pale green, and outer boundary color will be yellow. Okay. Now if I run this line, now see the graph. See, we have this beautiful histogram. Okay. Now see, till yet I have used fill as an attribute, not as an aesthetics. But if I use it as aesthetic, what will happen? Fill is equals to electronic order priority. Fill the color of the bins according to the order priority. Order priority of electronic data set. Order priority is a categorical variable where we have order priority critical, high, and medium. So if I run this line of code, now what will happen with the graph? Now see, we have bins according to the order priority. Critical is with this pink color, high with green color, and medium with blue color. So we can see the bins with according to the order priority. What was the order priority? Okay, and we can see these bins are of electronic profit. So when profit is around 25, now see this is 0, this is 50, around 20 to 25. In that case, we are getting higher profit. When we are getting higher profit, in that case, see this bar, profit is higher. In that case, the order priority is maximum part is covered by green color. So maximum profit I'm getting when my order priority is high. Okay, so we can understand with this graph that when my order priority, I'm getting profit 20 to 25 and the maximum frequency, and in that case, my priority was high. Okay, I've written over here, priority is high is maximum. Now let's change the position. In x-axis, I wanted electronic profit, fill again with the order priority. And now I'm adding this position. Now fill this graph with according to the position. Now what will happen? I run this. Now see, the whole graph is covered with the colors. So for critical, we have this one. the green color for high priority, and the blue is for medium order priority. And this belongs to electronic profit. So this will give us the proportion instead of the count. Previously, it was showing me the count. And the finding is it depicts as the profit increases, medium order priority is getting less. When profit increases, see, profit is increasing from 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150. In that case, as the profit is increasing, the blue color is getting lesser. You can see medium. So when order priority is medium, I'll get less profit. But when it is order priority is high and critical, I'm getting higher profit. So this was a histogram. Now perform the same thing with bar plots. Again, ggplot, electronics, aesthetics, I've taken again order priority. And on the basis of order priority, I'm going to create bar plot. So for bar plot, you have to write geometry underscore bar. Now, if I run this, now see, according to order priority, critical, high, and medium, order priority when it was critical. So total in electronic dataset, I have 1,332 observation and 14 variables. Out of 1,332 observation, around 380 it is critical, and when order priority is high, we have maximum, observation, the sales. When order priority is higher, it is more than 600. Okay. Now, in aesthetics, with order priority, I want to fill the order priority of this geometry bar, okay, with electronic profit. So profit wise, these bar will come right now. How? Like this. Okay. So when my order priority is high, we can see the blue color, Apple laptop, and green is iron. These were in demand, these products, when order priority is high. If order priority is critical, fans have maximum count. Okay, critical. Now see, fans, this brown portion, this is having the maximum count. When order priority was critical, the product which I sold was fans. Okay. Now let's see frequency polygon. So it will tell me the frequency distribution. So again, in aesthetics, I have taken electronics profit. And for frequency polygon, you have to write in geometry frequency FREQ and POLY. It will show me frequency polygon. Let me run this. Now see, this is the frequency distribution. Now you can again, if you want to see greater variation, you can add more bins. If bins is equal to 50, then what will happen? Run this line. Now see, this is the graph. If you make it 150, graph will be something else. Okay. Now in aesthetics, I have added color the aesthetic, the profit part with order priority. With order priority. Now what will happen with this frequency polygon? We have frequency polygon according to the order priority, different order priorities, critical, high, and medium. For critical, we have pink line, and for high, we have green, and then for blue, we have medium. Okay, so you can increase or decrease the size of the bin. So size can be 0.5, 1, 2. So you can make it more bold. Now see, the lines are bold. Okay. Now we'll check Whisker box plot with ggplot. For box plot, now what I have done here, see, we can change our continuous variable. Any of the continuous variable, if we want to convert it into categorical variable, we can do it with the help of factors. Okay, we can convert it into factor. If you see the quantity is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many items sold? The quantity. It is qualitative. Okay, but I'm converting it into categorical variable. So I want to see according when the quantity was this, which has sold the product. So in that case, what was my profit? Okay. So to convert our continuous variable into categorical, you will use factor. So in x-axis, what will come? Factor quantity. Now quantity will be our categorical variable. If I run this line, let's check what will happen. See, this is Whisker box plot for different quantity, factor quantity 1, when quantity 1 was sold. And see, when I have sold the only one quantity, in that case, my profit is higher. See the median. And when quantity, 3 quantities of any product was sold, in that case, my median is low. In 4 also, it is very low. But when I'm selling only 1 or 2 quantity of a product, in that case, my profit is higher. So I must focus that I sell my product in small quantities, 1 or 2 quantities, so that I will get more profit. Okay, we can understand with this graph. Okay, now I'm adding color to it. Fill according to the quantity of the factor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors we have. So 5 quantities. So they will come with different colors. All 5 will come with different colors. Now see different colors. So this is how we can play with GGPlot2. We can create our graphs according to our interest, whatever we want. Okay. Now I'm mapping order priority to fill aesthetic. In aesthetics, what I'm doing, quantity is again factor, y-axis electronic profit, and I'm filling with on the basis of electronic order priority. What is the priority? Critical, high, okay, and with the help of a box plot. So let me run this. Now see, we have grouped box plot. For critical, this pink one. For when quantity when I sold the quantity 1 quantity of any product, in that case, if my order priority is high, green color, my profit median, it is very high. So now I found this thing when my quantity is less, either 1 or 2, and order priority, if my quantity is 1 only and order priority is high, I'm getting the maximum profit. If my order quantity is 1 only and order priority is critical, I'm getting less profit. In the same way, if I'm selling 2 quantity of a product, at that time, if my order priority is high, so my median is low, I'm getting less profit. But in that case, if order priority is medium, then I'm getting higher profit, blue one. So in this way, we can get insights from the data and we can act accordingly. Okay. Now we will use a smooth line. How to create a smooth line with ggplot. Data is electronic. In y-axis, we have electronic sales. In x-axis, we have electronic profit. And for smooth line, I will use geometry underscore smooth. So with the help of this smooth line, I can see how one continuous variable changes with another continuous variable. So I'm checking this with on y-axis I have electronic sales, on x-axis electronic profit. So if I run this is the smooth line. This is the smooth line. And if you notice the grayish area with this blue line, this gray area is our standard error. This gray area is standard error. And if you don't want this gray area, you can remove this. How? By writing standard error is equal to false. Now, this gray area or standard error, it will not come with the smooth line. Now see, now we have base line. Now, this is a smooth line, but if I want the straight line for linear modeling, as we use in regression modeling, we want linear. So in that case, what I will do, I will write this. Just a minute. Okay, before that, now what I've done, I've added this as well. Geometry point means data points will also come. This is scatter plot. And in geometry smooth method, I have written LM. LM is linear model will come, means straight line, and standard error will not come. It is false. But data point will also come, and here this smooth line like this, it will not come. Straight line will come for linear modeling. Now if I run this, now see I can see data points as well. And for order priority, we have critical, high, and medium. We have 3 lines, but these 3 lines, they are superseding each other. So this is according to the data set. Okay, and when these sort of things comes, then we can use faceting, the fourth element of our ggplot. Okay, so how to use facet? Now plus facet underscore grid. Now I want to create different graph for order priority on the basis of order priority. So I have to give this tilde. Facet grid bracket tilde. Make the different facet, different mirrors of one graph only on the basis of electronics order priority. Okay, so if I see now these 3 lines, they are superseding each other and I can't understand. So I'm doing faceting. Now what will happen if I run this? Now see, we have 3 different graphs for order priority, critical, high, and medium. This is electronic profit, this is electronic sales, and according to the order priority, we have divided into facets, 3 different mirrors of a graph for each order priority. So this is why faceting is very important. And we can use the same with the I can show you with the iris data set. Okay, so ggplot data iris. In aesthetic y label, I have taken sepal length. X, I have taken petal length. Color according to the species, which is categorical, virginica, versicolor, setosa. And geometry point means scatter point, scatter plot, where data point will also come. Geometry smooth means linear model I have given. Standard error will not come. So what will happen here? Now see, now I'll tell you what actually faceting is doing. So if I run this, now see, in the same graph, in the only one graph, we can see the data points of Setosa, this pink color data points, and the linear model straight line. And in this in this line, we can see data points are deviated. This data point is so far from this line. Actually, our focus is that all the data points should be near to this line. If all the data points are near to this straight line, in that case, your prediction power will be higher. In regression, we know R square, that is coefficient of determination. So if all the data points, if they are not deviated too much, then our prediction power, our R square will be higher. And if they are scattered like this, in that case, our prediction power will be less. R square will come less. So just by going through a graph, we can understand what will be our R square. I'm getting an insight from the data. And here you can see for the versicolor and virginica as well, straight lines. But see, in only in one graph, we can see uh, this linear model with a scatter plot according to the sepal length and petal length and sepal length. But what if I want uh, different graphs for according to the species? Now what will happen? Now see what I have done now. I have used facet underscore grid tilde, create different mirrors of the graph according to species. Iris species. Now what will happen? Now see, this is the graph. In one graph, I'm getting all these three things. Now if I do faceting, this is what I'll get. For Setosa, I have different graph. Versicolor, I have different. Virginica, I have different. So I have three different mirrors for different species. Now, so we have discussed that in ggplot grammar of graphics, firstly we have to provide data, then we have to provide aesthetics, what will be y-axis, x-axis, then what will be our geometry, which plot we want to create, and faceting at the last. This is the setting. Now we'll add theme layers to make our plots beautiful. How? If we talk about the electronic data set, if I run this, till here we have done, okay, in the electronic data set. Now what I'm doing, I'm putting all this line of code into a variable one. So variable one is this line of code. Now I can use this line of code. I do not need to write each and every time this lengthy code. I will use only variable one. So variable one is ggplot2, this line, the first one. So let me run this line as well. Now in this variable one, I'm adding labels. Label, the title will be the quantity with respect to profit. X-axis quantity will come and fill it with quantity. Now if I run this, now what will happen? Let's check. Quantity with respect to profit. Here electronic profit, here quantity, and according to the quantity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this line which I have executed right now, variable 1 plus label, I am putting all this line into variable 2. Okay, let me run this. Now I'm adding In variable 2, I'm adding theme. There are different themes in panel background. Uh, we can see this grayish rectangular boxes area, the background of the plot. This is known as panel. So we can make changes in this panel according to our interest. So we have different, different options over here. So when you will write panel dot, so now you will see so many options. You want to change the background, border, grid, measure, X, Y axis. So there are n number of options. Okay. So you can use and you can check. You can check any one of them. Go through these one, do practice, and you will understand. So right now I'm taking panel background, fill panel background rectangular, fill the panel background with the color pale green 1. Now what will happen? Now see the graph. If I run this line, now see the background, the panel background is with pale green 1 color. Okay. And we can see the quantity with respect to profit. This title is coming on the left hand side. But if I want it on middle, okay, in horizontal, I want to adjust it horizontally. So we can do this with the help of horizontally adjust. And vertically, if you want to adjust something, you can do V just, vertical just, adjust. So we can adjust and it will become bold, and the color of the graph, name of the color will be caded blue. The quantity with respect to profit, right now this is in black color, it will come in caded blue color. So I'm adding this theme. If I run this, and run. Now see the name of the color, the color of the title is different now. It is in aligned in between. Okay. If I'll make it 0, it will come here. If I'll make it 0.5, it will come here. If I make it horizontally adjust, if I make it 1, it will come on the right hand side. Okay. So in this way, we can add layers to our graph. So again, the same thing I'm doing with the iris dataset. G1, I'm getting ggplot. Data is iris, aesthetic, sepal length versus petal length. Color will be spacious according to the species. Geometry point, smooth line, LM. This line I have already executed earlier. Let me run this. G1. Now I have added all these things into G1. Now I am adding themes and everything on G1. So G1 plus theme, panel background, rectangular, fill the background with lemon chiffon 2 color. So now if I run this line, now this, now see the panel background. Okay. Now all this line of code, I'm putting it into variable G2. And in G2, I'm adding theme, legion background, rectangle fill with light CN4. And if I run this line, okay, G2 was not found. Sorry, I wasn't that big. Okay, now if I run this, now see the change. And again, I'm putting all this thing into G3. And in G3, I have added fill with light CN4. I run this and plot background, fill with light coral, so background of the plot. Now if I run this, now see, now background of the plot is light coral. So in this way, we can create different types of plots. We can add themes to it. We can do faceting as well. And now we can play with the data. We can create different sort of graphs or plots according to our interest. So if you would, if you will be having any query, any point you want clarification, you can share your comment. I will go through it. Thanks for watching.